Hello people, how are you? This is Aurora Nanda from Peaceful Village from the Amazon jungle. Many people ask me how suddenly I left everything behind and I joined Peaceful Village, or why I left everything to go to the jungle, and then there's a story behind. Mostly a spiritual story. It was 2020 when more or less January. I was very happy selling vegan food. I was invited to a festival that is not vegan. I was the only one with vegan food. After this festival presentation for 35 years annually. And so I was breaking the patterns in that place, in that city. I was attracting people to the vegan taste, to the vegan sort of sensations of food with no animals included, and people was loving it. So I was selling food, I was making somehow good income with that, and I was thinking about making an investment in that city to open a vegan restaurant. A vegan restaurant that offers breakfast, lunch, dinner, desserts for people, for native people, and for the tourists. Somehow that was my plan. I applied for the loan in the bank, and everything was going good. The bank approved the loan, so I had that money there waiting for me. I had a good friend at that time that was able to invest with me and support me, not just financially but also emotionally and with a lot of physical help. My mom and certain people around were very, very committed to my project. So for me, it was the perfect moment to establish myself in that city to a vegan restaurant. That was my dream at that moment, and I was working on that. Then when the loan was approved and I was dealing with all the details, and I paid for the logo, I was working on that, I received a higher calling, a voice telling me, don't invest, wait. Don't do it, just wait. And for me, it was like, how come? I should go ahead with that. It's the perfect time. I have customers, I have loan, I have the money, the investments, the investors. How come? It's the perfect moment for that. And then some voice telling me, no, just wait. Don't invest right now. And then I was feeling confused. And anyway, you know, we humans, driven by ego, somehow I said, I don't care that voice, I'm going there. And then the day that I was ready to go to the bank to receive the money for the loan, something happened, a calling from a friend, switched my plans, and I ended up in somewhere else. So I was receiving all kind of messages about don't go in that direction. So I understood, and at some point I said, okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because maybe there's something here. And you can imagine just a few months after, the world was surprised with a worldwide shutdown because coronavirus restriction. I didn't expect that. It shocked me, and the whole city where I was completely closed. They were forcing the restaurants and the business to close also. Many of them were embarrassing. There were news about people committing suicide. It was a very, very tough year, very tough moment, and other people were going down, losing jobs and losing money and losing the power for buying things. So I was relieved. And then I said, wow, that was the voice preventing me because that was not the right moment. I was not able to see what it was coming. I didn't catch that a pandemic is going to surprise the world, but somehow masters or angels or whoever is above knows everything. And then I stopped, and then it was very good. But then during the pandemic, it was more or less around April in 2020, I received another message. Now was leave the city and go to nature. And for me, it was like, what? I'm a city girl. I was born in the city. I was raised my whole life in city. And when I was a traveler, as a backpacker, I was traveling several years of my life as backpackers. Mostly I was jumping from city to cities, from towns to towns. And nature, yes, nature here and there, but mostly overcrowded places. So I had no experience with nature. I had nothing to do with nature. To nature to war, So for me, that message was even more crazy than the first one. I was not understanding anything. But still the message was coming again, like, leave the city and go to nature. At that moment, I was not able even to travel because the worldwide restriction. And I didn't know. And then I was just kind of praying and telling myself in meditation, show me how. Show me how, because I don't know how to do it. And then in that moment, somehow I went to scroll my phone. After that, I was scrolling, and then I went to in my timeline on Facebook appeared a group that I was joining some years before, but I never paid attention for some reason. It was a vegan group, international vegan group, with all the vegans meet each other for all the purpose, friendship, romance, dating, or traveling together, travel buddies, or to exchange information, just to meet other vegans, because somehow vegans are minority in this world. So then I was in that group. I never paid attention to that group so much, but that day, for some reason, appeared in my timeline, and then I was more focused in that, and I found the message of Michael Landfill, that nowadays is my partner and the founder of Peaceful Village. At that time, he was stuck in Costa Rica, and he put a message that he was looking for people like him, like love nature, like want to move to nature, like want to grow their own food, that is not into medical industry, or not give up easily to government, or shave and the hair or makeup and these kind of things. And I was like that. I don't shave, I don't shave. I don't use makeup since a while. I was out of the medical industry also since a while. I was doing my best for not paying taxes and doing things, not wearing bras or underwear. So I was kind of rebel, so I was fitting very well in his searching. But the most engaging that attracted me more was when he said to live in nature. So I knew that through him was the answer or the how of this higher calling. Then I started talking with Michael. We started exchanging a lot of messages daily. We were so much into each other. Every time we're getting closer and closer and closer. It becomes a very beautiful friendship, but still we were not able to meet physically because we were in different countries. So then what we did is that we start meditating both together, sometimes at the same time. He in his country, me in my country at the same time, and we were meditating, visualizing ourselves, meeting each other, and somehow going together to search for the land to create Peaceful Village and to create this community. And at that time, it was just uncertainty. There was nothing that guaranteed us at that time that the world is going to open again, that he's going to be able to travel, that also the money was going down. You know, was a very, very uncertain moment. But somehow everything passed. In November 4 in 2020, he was able to travel to where I was. We met each other, we fell in love with each other's souls, and we embraced each other's existence. And we spent some time with my family, Christmas time, all these kind of things. And then in January, we left to search for the land. Then I received another message. And the other message was that our land had to have a lot of water, and we have to search for a land with a lot of water. And then I was like, okay, that is gonna be so difficult, especially with our budget, because a land with rivers or waterfalls or a lot of water, it costs a lot. So how are we going to afford that? So once again, you know, all these doubts again. But somehow I was just surrendering the message, and somehow we were both going through that and searching and searching. We started traveling. We entered to Ecuador, and then we started searching for in different areas in Ecuador. We ended up in Amazon jungle. At some point, we were thinking maybe to join another community because it was easier to join an existing community than creating a new one. But somehow it was written that we had to create this, you know. So then we continued searching. Sometimes we felt desperate. We spent a year and a half searching for land. So it was not easy. And we was feeling kind of in despair. We were feeling disappointed. Oh, everything is so expensive, or we can't afford it, or it's a land that has no the water that we need to, or the land is not worthy, or there was something, or has no any access, or has a mining, gold mines, and petroleum companies around, or this or that. So we were searching and searching and searching until we found finally this place that has also another story that in another moment I will tell you. And everything was so easy with this place. It was like if this place was waiting for us. It's like if this place was what it was. So when we came here, and we saw that had 3 rivers, so not just one, 3 rivers and many streams around the land, and rains a lot, and we are surrounded by waterfalls in the area. We knew that this was the place, or that we had to be, and also the calm, the peace of being here. It's like if it was the right place for us. So then we made all the arrangements for that, and we're here, you know, we're here. And then another thing was worrying me, like how we are going to survive and thrive in the jungle. I was accustomed to work for my food, for my incomes, for my bills. So how I'm going to leave everything behind like a responsible girl and just go to the jungle pretending that everything is going to be fine. Hello, what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to buy things. I need things, you know. And then I was thinking all that, how I'm going to survive. But somehow it was a calling to surrender. It was a calling to trust. Jump and trust. It's like if the message was leave everything to the cosmos. He's going to be in charge of everything. Until the moment we have already almost 4 years here. In the land it's gonna be 2 years, but traveling and being together with no working at all, with no making any income, We haven't had any single day of scarcity or hunger or troubles. Everything is covered. Suddenly, a portal appear, a portal open up, and give us the food that we need and give us the tools that we need. Until the moment we have built just our cabin, a small cabin, meanwhile, and a small camping site for the visitors and the volunteers, nothing else. We have plans for the future to build other things, other facilities. It will come at the right time. For now, we are dedicating ourselves to understand more about ourselves, so to grow more spiritually. So we are taking advantage of this retreat to know more ourselves, to know more about nature, to adjust our rhythm to nature, not to the Gregorian calendar, to be more slow, to wake up with the sunrise, and to go to bed with the sun down, to eat more simple. So we are doing a lot of learning, and we overall surrendering. So I can say that after 4 years, was 2020 until today, 2024, I can say that was the best decision ever of my life, after being vegan and after being a backpacker for several years. That also opened up my life so much. I can say that I learned so much, I grew so much, I understand more about life. It's like if I'm awakening here, it's like if the blindfold is somehow being, I don't know, like falling off progressively in one topic and in another one and in another one. It's like you discovering all the programming in yourself. So I'm here. We're growing some food. Still, it's not enough for calling ourselves self-sustainable. We still depend of beautiful souls that somehow the universe has there for our sustenance. Somehow, some beautiful souls donate to us, and with that, until the moment we cover our expenses here, that are not so much, truly are not so much. Our expenses basically are just food. We don't buy any chemical products. We don't buy. We don't pay anything here in the land. We don't pay for electricity. We don't pay for water. We live from the sun. We live from the water of the rain. That sometimes, in my case, I'm not fully raw. In my case, I like to prepare still some vegan cooked meals. So I have a pipe of gas. So then I prepare from time to time some vegetable soups or some rice and beans or this kind of things. So it's very cheap. It lasts more than 7 months, because I don't cook every day, and I can spend days and weeks just raw. So I'm spending basically not so much. I'm eating not so much either, and I don't spend money in makeup or clothes or shoes or into vanity. I'm very simple, and that's it. So I don't need so much, and truly, the spirit doesn't need anything. So as more we need anything, as more we depend of society and all the commodities, we become more spiritual. So that's why I'm loving this experience here, and let's see how this continue through time. But what I can say is that many people, especially those ones who apply for community members, they are scared of coming here because they don't know how to make it in the jungle. And I told them my story, and I said, please, just jump. Just trust that you're gonna be fine. Uh, it's the whole universe sustaining you. You don't have to work so hard. It's the only way that we know because the programming in society, but truly there's infinite possibilities of sustaining our lives in what we want and in moving forward. But still people, oh, I understand, but that's so scary. I need to work, I need to save more money, or I need to wait. So people are scared. But I understand. I was too, until I was just asking how to do it. And I lose my fears and I jump, and then I discovered that I'm fine and I'm complete and I'm okay. And I'm always gonna be okay no matter what. So thank you, that's my story. I hope you find it inspiring and go for your beautiful dreams and your higher callings, because the higher callings know how that is your best direction, more than our ego or what we think that is our best. Sometimes we are more into the delusional goals of the ego rather than in the service of the soul. So we create this place also for service people, for service nature, for service to the harmony of us and our relationship with animals and nature. So we are creating this as a healing place, as a peaceful place. So that's our service. So we are also building something in order to offer to people and to serve to people too. So that's my story. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much.